I'm sorry. Hey, everybody. Hi, Amy. Hi, Ian.
Hey, Ian.
Hi, guys.
Whoa.
I'm really loud.
Whoa. Whoa.
Emily will turn me down.
Hi, Emily. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jason. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Chuck.
Heather. Hi, Katie.
Hey, Kim.
Hi, Jeslyn.
Jason.
Chuck.
Heather,
Aaliyah.
Kendra.
Oh.
Hi, Rick.
I don't got
Hi,
my
Joelle. Julian. Chad and
Jesslyn-
Amy.
Jesslyn Lyman.
Joe.
On the top left.
Katie, Luke.
Rick Saylor.
I see you, G. I see you, Charlie.
Joelle. New York Dave is in the house. Julian's lying in bed or on the couch.
Where's Father Dave?
Meeks. Joe B. Brooke.
Hi, Matt.
Kendra. Emily. DEA Anthony. That's funny. That's a good one, brother.
That's hilarious.
That's a good one.
Hi,
You got
Rachel.
us. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Matt.
Vic.
Hey, Jezzy.
I know.
Why is no one saying hello back to us?
Because they're muted.
I don't understand what the fuck is going on. I'm saying hi to everyone. I don't hear anyone saying anything. No,
Hi,
it's
Shane.
one
Hi,
thing.
Shane.
I don't see any lips moving or anything. So no one's saying any. There we go. Thanks, Rachel. Thank you,
See it.
Vic.
They're waving.
Thank you, everybody. I
see.
appreciate
Yeah.
it. See, there we go. Hi, Aaliyah. There, that's. See, now
Shane
I'm feeling.
is super needy.
I'm
You're in a
I'm a
needy
guy.
mood.
Guys are needy by nature, aren't they? Or are they naughty by nature?
As you guys can see,
What?
special guests are in the
special
house.
guests.
We have obviously a stand-in
Alika,
for
Chadict with 4 T's
Yes.
on Instagram.
Yes.
In case you're not following him,
So
and his lovely wife, I believe.
that is going to be.
That's correct.
Well, we're not sure yet, actually.
Yeah, we don't know.
not
We'll
sure.
see. We'll see how
know
the
what's
story
going on.
goes. But husband and wife are in the house, and Chad is missing tonight. And prayers go out to him and his family. They had a little kind of a scary accident with Gia, their daughter. But everything, she's all right. She's all right.
She hit her
So,
head a little, and
yeah,
she's
she's
coming
gonna
out
be-
of it. Hurt her skull, fractured her skull, and a little ear bleed, but she's better. And
Yeah, she's gonna be
so
okay.
we're gonna yeah. Everyone's praying for her, and so it's all good.
Yes, it's gonna be.
Shane, I can't believe they caught you with that TikTok trend. I know, bro.
Oh yeah, we did, Joe B. We got
And that's
him.
the truth, because I'm not a TikToker, so I don't know about this stuff
It was
going
great.
on. And they caught me. They see CSCS programs in the house. Hey guys, how you doing, man? Good to see you guys. And I got a few shout outs. I don't know if the house is open here, but I'll do it now and I'll do it at the end. We got a shout out to Colin from Alabama, Gator from Pennsylvania, Jagger from Long Beach, Scott from the Sticks in Oklahoma.
We just saw
Yeah.
they
Yeah, we
were
just saw
they were
the bus.
leaving. Yeah,
So
they're going
we'll
back
see.
to their house.
We'll see if they show up. We don't know.
Yeah, but as you guys know, kind of the
Hi,
get
Jason,
down.
Carol. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Kat.
You
Hi, Kevin D.
literally,
Hi, G. How you doing?
you're unbelievable.
Okay, you go.
Yeah, I'm trying
continue
to
on
just
there.
so
Go ahead. Go ahead.
guys, this
Shade
is what I
on
deal
shade.
with on a daily basis. So but for anybody that is new, this is whatever you do for your recovery. This is we like to call a cherry on top. So continue doing whatever that may be. This is a meeting. This is not your traditional AA meeting. This is just a little extra
Movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all are welcome here. So that is, I think, the coolest thing is that
Kevin D. Hello, first timer. I love your guys' podcast. 2 years sober. Praise God, baby. Yeah, go, Kevin. Yeah, that's
Yes.
what we're talking about. Yeah,
and welcome.
man.
Joel is the man. He is the man with the time. And I always say this too. Once our amazing leader finishes and shares, then you guys have your opportunity to share whatever is on your heart, on your mind. And then if you go over your 3 minutes, and we're going to be a lot stricter because
Chad's
it's
not
hard.
here. Chad's not
Well,
here.
it's
I'm-
hard
I'm-
because
no,
we never want to
it's
mute
truth.
somebody because
Chad's
then
the
you feel
nice
bad.
guy.
You don't want to hurt anybody's
I'm
feelings.
the mean guy, and Chad's nicer. Chad's nice, and that's it. I'm smacking down tonight.
Well, technically, no, you're not.
No,
Emily.
you're the smackdown, actually.
That is true.
Right?
But Emily's the one with the power because
That's
she's the
right.
one
Emily's
with the
got
button.
juice. I'm joking. I'm talking
but
loud. I'm talking
I think that's
loud.
enough from you. I think we should dive into it, shall we? Yes. Shane.
Let's do it.
Well, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to hear your story and for you to get into it. So,
Thank you.
I
Thank you
think-
for having me.
yeah, of course.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Love to see so many faces on here. Thank you for joining us. So I'll go ahead and get started, share a little bit
Who
about
are
my
you?
story and my testimony. My name is Marisol Gamble. And before I get started with my story, I'm going to ask you guys to keep this in the forefront of your mind. Something that we learned in the rooms of recovery is focus on the similarities, not the differences. So I am what essentially like the rooms of recovery call normie, quote unquote normie, but I cringe every time I say that because I am far from normal. And
She ain't lying.
and my upbringing was far from normal. So I'll backtrack a little bit. So I am one of 5 siblings. I am the second oldest. So as far as I can remember, I come from a broken home, and I say a broken home because my dad and my mom weren't really present. Dad was in and out of our lives. I didn't know it at the time, but he was gone for long periods of time. I now know that he was actually going on his runs. So he was a really heavy alcoholic and a drug addict. And he was gone for long periods of time. And I remember as a little girl, 4 or 5 years old, I remember starting feeling a sense of abandonment. I felt like, why isn't Daddy home? Why is he not around? Is there something wrong with us? Am I not lovable? So from an early age, I remember feeling a sense of abandonment. From there, I remember when Dad would come home, Mom and him argue a lot. So there was a lot of arguing in the house, a lot of yelling, screaming, objects flying. So I was always in a state of kind of chaos, feeling kind of tense. And that continued for a very long time. When Dad was around, I remember my mom kicking out my dad. And I remember becoming kind of resentful at my mom for kicking him. Now, of course, you didn't know it back then. Now I can understand why she did it, because when he would come home, he would steal from her. He would basically, things would go missing, and he would do it to try to, go get his fix. So anything of value would go missing. So she obviously, she would kick him out of the house. But I remember becoming very angry at my mom for kicking my dad out. Then I became angry at my dad for not being home and not staying around. So from an early age, I started feeling sense of abandonment. And then from there, it quickly shifted to anger. I remember becoming very angry very quickly. I was only 6, 7 years old and feeling a sense of anger. Like, why is angry at my dad, angry at my mom? And then that quickly became resentment, bitterness, and that just progressively got worse. I say that anything that isn't addressed, it progressively gets worse. So of course that continued. That was basically the cycle of our life for the first 10 years of my life. Then eventually, unfortunately, my father lost his battle to addiction. So he ended up losing his life to drugs and alcohol. So we lost him, and at that age, I remember my mom. I feel like my mom, so just to kind of shed some light a little bit on her, my mom was very emotionally unstable. And I feel like it was because she had a lot of unresolved trauma that she didn't address. So with that is she suffered a lot of her too, generational. We see patterns. She suffered a lot of abandonment. She was actually abandoned by her biological parents. She ended up getting adopted, and the adopted father that, parents that adopted her, she got really closer to her adopted father, who she loved very much. She ended up losing him to alcoholism at an early age. She was 8 years old. So with that, she ended up losing him. She had a sense, then later in life, she ended up losing her only adopted brother to cancer. And then eventually her husband to addiction. Wow. So here she is suffering from a lot of loss, trauma, abandonment issues. So she was really emotionally unstable. She never sought help for it. So here she is now becoming a mother. She quickly became a single mother. Now she's a mother of 5 children, all on her own. So I feel like my dad's passing basically pushed her over the edge. It was like pushed her over the edge, so she quickly checked out. I remember grandma moved into the picture to try to help raise us, but it was really difficult. So with my mom kind of emotionally unstable, she was very quick, very reactive. She was, she projected a lot of anger towards, people around her. And we would get most of it, right? And she just became very critical of herself, very critical of everybody around her. I felt like we could do no right. She was always constantly criticizing us. So that was a difficult upbringing. I can offer compassion, forgiveness, understanding, because of some of the things she did. And she was coming from a really hurt point in her life, and that's how she was raising her children. But at that time in my life, it was very difficult. It was, as a young, teenager, it was really hard. But for me, my anger progressively got worse. So for me, I just became a very angry teenager. I remember picking fights. I honestly couldn't even keep relationships, friendships, because I just wasn't really, very pleasant to be around. So that continued for most of my young adult life, or into my teens. And then finally I got into my first relationship when I was 18. And as you know, that saying, hurt people. It's really common. Trauma bonding, very real. A lot of people do that. Unfortunately, if that was my story. I got into a relationship when I was 18. He was 21, and he comes from a broken family too. A lot of abuse in his family. He was physically abused. In my case, I feel like I was emotionally and mentally abused, never physically hit by my mom. But as we know, for those who have experienced it, emotional abuse leaves long-lasting scars. It really, really, hurt you, and then you carry that with you, and they mold you into the people that we become. So I remember just being kind of having all this brokenness, being just a broken person, and he had his own sets of trauma. So here we are, hurting each other, trauma bonding. That relationship wasn't healthy. I remember I was already early in when I got into my 18, 19, 20, 21, the stage of drinking. So I did start drinking. I never crossed that line of addiction. We would drink a lot and party like most people do in their younger years, right? We would argue a lot when I was under the influence, and that's where my anger just amplified. I remember just becoming so angry, so vicious, and just throwing objects flying, doors slamming. I would break TVs. Like, I just did everything because I was just like a hurricane, right? Like, just angry because everything that I was bottling up when I was under the influence, it was just amplified, right? So that continued. Again, that relationship lasted for about 8 years, and finally we grew apart. We parted ways. I was 26 when that happened. And I feel like that was a really difficult time for me. I feel like it definitely, when we broke up, and I remember I don't know if anybody can relate, but when you are in a relationship with someone for a very long time, you put a lot of your identity in that relationship, right? So I put a lot of my identity in that relationship, and I just, when it crumbled, it didn't work out, I felt so broken. Here I am again, feeling a sense of abandonment, feeling unloved, unworthy, all those things. So I went into a depression. I remember for the first time, I was young, so I was like, I'm single for the first time. I'm going to party it up, acting a fool, drinking every weekend, and just to try to numb, the brokenness, the loneliness, the depression that I was feeling during that time in my life. I felt like so alone. So I finally got on my knees and I prayed, and I remember thinking, God, if you're out there, like, I need your help. I feel so alone. I cried to him almost like a father. Like, I feel so alone. I'm unworthy, unlovable. Send me someone to love me and all the things, right, that we want. So at that time, I had a conception of God, but I didn't have a relationship with God. So I remember just kind of pleading to him for help. I felt so alone, and it didn't happen instantly because, things happen on God's timing. But, I was so desperate. I remember praying and crying out to him constantly for help in some way, shape, or form. I didn't know how that help looked like for me. But eventually, after 3 years of what I call my pit, I was 29 years old when I finally met the man that you see across from me, Alika. So I basically met him. When I first met him, he was actually actively working a recovery program. So he was new in sobriety, newly sober, going to the rooms of recovery. And I remember when we first met, we were talking on the phone, getting to know one another. And he was so honest. One thing I remember that really stood out is he was so transparent. He was really honestly practicing a program of honesty, because he just laid it all out, almost like word vomit. And I was like, I was taken back a little bit by it. I was like, you typically don't do that, right? When you meet someone, you're like, okay, I'm going to tread lightly and share some information. But no, he just laid it all out. And at first I was a little bit taken back, and I'm like, I didn't know how to, process this. But at the same time, there was another voice inside of me that was just saying, like, you know what, it was refreshing. It was like, give this a shot. Like, it also did something to me that had never happened before. It almost was like an open door. It made me feel comfortable to really talk about my things and what I've done and some of the things that I've been through. It was almost like an open door. So this open door opened, and I just walked right in, and I said, okay, this is me. This is some of the things I've done, some of my brokenness and how I felt and what I've been through. And I'll never forget, he actually, once I was kind of done, kind of just laying it all out there, he said, that's it. And I'm all like,
Sure did.
and I'm like, okay. So that was very refreshing. That was very refreshing. And he now tells me, he's like, babe, some of the things I've done, some of the people I've hurt, some of the crazy stuff I've done, and God has forgiven me. Like, it's so easy to offer that same, compassion, forgiveness, and understanding. And I'm all like, wow. Again, I had never experienced that in my entire life. So that was so refreshing. And I just felt like, wow, okay. I felt so good. So something that he did two things, and I feel like God used him as a vessel. He used two things that has changed the whole trajectory of my life, and that is one, the rooms of recovery. So as I made mentions, he told me that he was in recovery. He introduced me to the meetings. He said, hey, come with me to a meeting. I want you to just, for support. So I was open to it, I was like, sure, why not? And then at first I remember going into these meetings and thinking, oh, what am I doing here? I'm not, I ain't got the problem. I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm going to be, boy, was I wrong. I had a truckload of problems and I didn't even know it. So I walked into these rooms. I sat there. I listened to everybody sharing. And I was inspired. I was inspired to hear all these people talk about their pits and some of the dark things they've done. And I was just like, I was in awe. I was like, whoa. And that's when I first heard what I shared in the beginning, like focus on the similarities and not the differences. So I took that to heart. I was like, whoa. So although I can't necessarily relate to the, picking up of the substance, and, doing all that, I can relate to all the trauma, the hurt, the pain, the depression, all the dark thoughts, not having parents present. Everybody has a different story, but there was more similarities and there were differences. And to me, that was inspiring. And it really opened this door of like, that's really what started set me off on my journey. I was like, whoa, because I kept coming back. He was so active in his program of recovery. He was going to meetings every single day for 7 days a week. So we made that, we were newly, getting to know each other, dating. So we made that like our routine. We would go to meetings. We really just kind of engulfed in the whole thing. We would go to the meeting before the meeting after the meeting. We did life with these people. We would, do all the sober activities like camping, all this stuff, right? So we really just got it like completely just, did life with that. So we kept coming back, and one thing, as I mentioned, I was hungry. I was watching these people, so coming regularly, seeing these people change their life. They're walking differently, talking differently. They're regaining their families back. They're just, changing their whole trajectory. Becoming business owners. They're just doing the thing. And I was like, whatever they want, I want. So I became hungry to do whatever they were doing. I was like, I want healing too. So that's when I kind of search and I try to find what would be suitable for me. So at that time I met someone that told me, you're an adult child of a alcoholic and a drug addict, and you are in a relationship with someone who's an addict, so I would encourage Al-Anon. So they encourage Al-Anon, so I was open to it. I was like, right on. I was like, I'll do it. So I went into Al-Anon, and I did everything. They said, if you want what we have, do what we do. So I did just that. I got myself a sponsor, started working the step, and I did the thing. I started getting my commitments, being of service, doing all the things that was suggested in the program. And boy, it's there for a reason. It literally changed me completely. It transformed me to have this desire to just be of service and do all the things. And I started seeing the change in my life. So I own the Rules of Recovery, because I truly believe that those 12 steps are designed to make any human being a better person, whether it's addiction or not. I truly believe that for anybody who may be tiptoeing like, it's probably I'm not an addict, or it's the addiction or not. Like at the end of the day, for those of you who may or may not know, the 12-step program is actually used in every room of recovery, for Sex Anonymous, Gambling Anonymous, Food Anonymous, Codependence Anonymous, you name it. It's there for a reason. And I believe that, that foundation is the same for everybody. Therefore, it's meant and designed to help everybody become better human beings. So that to me was an eye opener. I was like, it's working, I'm going to go for it and really, full on. And I did just that. And then as I mentioned earlier, he did, two things. It wasn't just the rooms of recovery, but the second thing that he introduced me to was going to church. So I was actually raised Catholic, and I don't know if everybody can relate, but most Catholics don't go to church unless it's like Easter or Christmas, right? So that I wasn't accustomed to going to church regularly, but he introduced me to church service, so we went, and I'll never forget it was God ordained. The first service that I went to, they were passing communion. So they were taking communion. And for us Catholics, we typically don't partake in communion unless you've done, confirmation. You've taken all these classes and done all the thing, all the rules and things that religion puts, right? So I felt like, no, I can't partake in this. I really felt kind of convicted. And then I remember him saying, like, what are you talking about? Where does it say that? And, already God was working on my heart. I was moved by the message, and here comes at the end of the service. And, so he's like, do whatever you feel led to do. So sure enough, I felt led to partake in it. And I will never forget till this day, when I partook in that thing, it was like supernatural. It was such a spiritual thing to partake in it. And for the first time, I feel like I could feel just the love of God, the comfort of God. Like I felt this something supernatural inside of me that I've never felt before. And it just made me hungry. I was like, wow, whatever that was, I want more. So we did just that. We continue to come into service every Sunday. Then I got plugged into a Bible study, and I just did the thing. I was so hungry because I had never, again, as I mentioned, I had a conception of God, didn't have a relationship. So I was hungry for this relationship, So I really did the thing for the first time, I was 29 years old. And for the first time in my life, I opened that Bible and I started reading the Word of God. It transformed me. So I did something watching my now husband do. Like, he simultaneously was in his big book and in his Bible, in his big book and in his Bible. So that's exactly what I did. And I truly believe we would not have the life we have today had we not done that simultaneously with the Word of God and, the big book and the rooms of recovery. So we were actively just working the program, doing the thing. And then I made a decision to dedicate my life to Jesus Christ, and my life just completely changed completely from there. And we've honestly just have applied this program of recovery to everything that we do. The concept of being of service in all aspects of life. So, being of service allows you to get out of self, right? Mm-hmm. So we applied everything. One of the things that we did, together, I really believe it was God ordained our meet. And some of the things that God has allowed us to do for others who are struggling is it's really, we're just his hands and feet. But when the pandemic hit, I remember, when there was closures of meeting, I remember my husband telling me, like, kind of his thought process was being of service. Like, what about these people out there who are sick and suffering? What about these people? Like, they don't have the same resources that I have when we got sober. Like, there's still people struggling out there. So that to me was like, I was like, no, you're right. So God placed it on his heart to start an Instagram. So he started an Instagram page, Instagram, just to inspire people. And he started posting inspirational quotes to encourage, sobriety. And then he ended up going live with people. That's when, during COVID, that's when the lives, kind of skyrocketed. Yeah. So he started bringing people on board to simply share their story to inspire strength and hope. And it just, it blew up as, just like wildfire, like, social media can, if it's used for good. So it spread like wildfire. There was people just lining up to share their testimony and their story and help inspire hope. And then from there, we were doing that all throughout the pandemic. Finally, when COVID was lifted, we decided to make this a nonprofit and just do this on a bigger scale. We just felt led, like, this is what God wants us to do. So we decided to start a nonprofit, which is now Pro Recovery Power. And through that, then we decided to host in-person meetings. We decided to start hosting events, big sober parties. All from a desire to be of service and help others who are still struggling. And God has just done some amazing things, just with the whole concept of being of service, being willing to be used as a vessel for God, for Jesus Christ. So from there, we've just done the thing. We just actively, anytime we're asked to, share our story and inspire hope, we are always open to do it, just because we truly believe there is so much power in sharing your story. There's so much power in being transparent and being honest and being able to relate to people and say, you know what, me too, and you're not alone. So that's basically, what we've been up to. And we're just so hungry to just keep doing the thing on a bigger level. We decided to start another company too, because we both, after the pandemic, we started working in treatment. We wanted to it just felt right. Like it's what we do. It's life, right, for us. So we started working in treatment. And he went straight into group facilitating because he loves to teach. He was born to be a teacher. So he went into, and I started as a tech. Yeah, and worked my way up. And then I became passionate about doing what he does to teach. So we both became teachers. We do group facilitating, and that's just where we have a passion because we love to teach. We love to share our story. We love to bring resources and encourage people and just be that beacon of light. So God has blessed us with that opportunity. And now we want to do that on a grander scale. We want to be able to bring people who have equally a heart for service and just helping others, because that's essentially what we're doing, coming to be of service, right? And just give people hope and resources and tools. So now we started our group facilitating business as well. But at the end of the day, these are God-given ideas that God has placed on our heart to just simply be of service and help others, because we truly believe that, our story is meant to inspire others. The pain that we went through, that was caused to us, that we unfortunately had to battle, is meant to be, a beacon of hope and light for someone else, and that is my prayer today. My prayer is that, that there's more people that would get the courage to just speak up and share their story, because there's so many people out there who are struggling and suffering. I am so grateful for the life that we have today. I'm so grateful for my husband, because, we've heard all this saying, like, hurt people, but I also believe that heal people can help heal people. And I say help because it's not our responsibilities, but, out of the overflow of our own personal healing and our own journey, we can help others recover, because that's what happened in my relationship. My husband was just so focused on his recovery and just working the program, and out of the overflow that he walked differently. He had this light shining on him that I had never witnessed before, and I wanted to be a part of. And he's led our family by example, just being our spiritual leader, and our leader in just all aspects of it. So I'm just so grateful to just that God ordained our meet, and we are here where we are today. Now we have two beautiful little boys who are in it. Like, some people were like, really, you got two boys and you're not afraid of COVID? Because we weren't afraid. We're like, we know who we are and whose we are and who's got our back, because this was God given. So we walk with that confidence. So I remember when COVID hit, we were just still, we were out and about doing the thing, going to hosting events with our two little ones, and they go everywhere we go. It's like the world of recovery is so normal to them. I feel like mostly everybody already knows them very well, but that's just a little bit of my story. So thank you for letting me share.
I love
nice.
it. No,
what an anchor. What a great recovery partner. What a great wife. What a great support system. Good for you, man.
Yeah. So let me tell you the truth now. No.
You're lucky. You're lucky.
No, but I think you
lucky.
hit a really powerful, we had mentioned it earlier actually today on the podcast, where my husband thinks as well, where the 12 steps are super beneficial for the non-alcoholic as well, or non-addict also, because it's Jordan Peterson has a book, and it's coincidentally like the 12 rules. I think I butchered the title, but it basically essentially is kind of like, it reminds me a lot of the 12 steps, because it's really taking in, inventory. So you have to take accountability, and it does a lot for people to just be better human beings.
Absolutely. I feel more people would practice that program.
Oh, for sure.
Addicts or not, because at the end of the day, we're all struggling from something. We're all trying to recover from something. So, and that's where I became a little bit, he helps like the addicts, and we've started programs simultaneously. Also, we started in partnership actually with Restoration Church. We started a program to help people on the other side of addiction as well, to shed some light.
Yeah.
Like we all need help, right? So that's kind of what came about.
No, that's huge. That's awesome. I love that. I love your lead.
Yeah,
and
it's beautiful.
It's
and if you ever want a good time, you have to go to an AA convention, or sober fishing, or sober camp fest, or something sober, because those people at those conventions and those get-togethers, they're either overly nice and they're trying to be overly nice, or if they are in a bad mood, they're going to apologize later. So everyone's on their best bloody behavior. So it's just an amazing feeling all around for everybody. Everyone's praying, everyone's crying, everyone's, thanking God. It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, we did those up at the Big Sur.
Yeah,
We
it's
did
nice.
2 years in a row.
Yeah, bro. It's good. Good for you guys. Good
Yeah,
for
it's
you guys.
awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
I loved it. Shall we
Okay,
open
yeah,
it
may
up?
as well. We got a hand up. Let's get some more hands up. Joe
Joe
B.
B.
Who we'll see next week.
Oh yeah, and Chuck
Yeah.
Zamzo just hit attraction rather than promotion, and that's basically what your husband did as well. It's
Completely
really
right. Sorry,
important.
Joe. We got 15 new messages we haven't seen yet.
Don't worry, Joe's gonna be able to. We're not cutting into his time.
No, I'm just saying we could.
I'm listening. When you're ready for me, just tell me.
See,
We're ready for you.
Joe B, you know how it goes. It's just Shane being Shane.
Yeah.
Take the floor. Take the floor.
Yeah. Joe,
Pizza,
I'm an
baby.
alcoholic.
Hey, Joe. We're
I'm
going
an
for
addict.
pizza. We're
Hello,
going for
guys.
pizza. We're all going for pizza. Me too.
Thank you for your qualification. That was great. You said something that really stuck out to me. Hurt people hurt people. I've heard that so many times. It just, when I used to be hurt and I heard that, I'm like, good, I want to hurt people. I don't give a shit,
Yeah.
But as I got sober, I realized, wow, I was really hurt because I did a lot of damage to a lot of people. And after going through the steps with my sponsor, he explained to me why, other than the childhood trauma, but why was it the more immediate, right? And a lot of times it could be a woman ending things or not really giving me the attention I wanted, or a coworker not giving me what I want, or saying I'm incompetent to do the job I want or get the promotion, whatever the case may be. And whenever I hurt someone, it's because my ego was up here and my confidence was down here. It was real simple, and he chose to teach me. He told me the goal was to just balance it out. I can't remember the last time I hurt somebody. And if I do insult somebody, or maybe I'm aggressive or I react, I'll address it right away. I'll apologize if I'm wrong. Sometimes I don't know I'm wrong, but I have to speak to him and he's got to tell me, you might be wrong with this one. It sucks when you find out you're wrong. But, this is a great program. I mean, I when I first realized what the steps were, I'm like, a lot of regular people should be doing this, but how did they know? This is why we have the unfair advantage, because we had to be broken in order to benefit from the 12 steps. Some people don't know what they should use the 12 steps for. You could use it for, I'm powerless over being negative or unhappy. I'm powerless over so many things, but they don't know, and I feel bad for them. I really do. And you said, like, you're a normie, and I used to call the outside people normal. I think everyone in this fellowship are really the normal, because we're trying to be normal. Those people aren't normal either. Trust me when I tell you. So I think we should all praise ourselves for at least being willing to try. Willingness is a lot in this program. Action is a lot in this program. And one last thing, I've been trying to help this newcomer, because I remember telling you guys I suffered from FOMO and all this stuff. And I got a massage, as someone suggested. And then I realized something. The massage was only an hour. So why am I still suffering from FOMO? Because I'm the problem. Because I'm looking for things that would trigger me or bother me. I got to clean a little more, maybe some more laundry, do different things, take the suggestions, right? They say suggestions don't cost you anything, only if you don't take it. So I'm trying to give that to a newcomer. It's not sitting with him. It's breaking my heart, because I just want to snap my fingers and give it to him. But I fear the worst with him, and it's bothering me. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
I see Chaddick. Chaddick's in the house.
Where?
Right there.
All right. Hey, Chad. How you doing, buddy?
Shane. Oh, my, Shane.
Chad, I mean, clearly we're
I'm
struggling.
on one, baby.
Yeah.
I'm on one.
I'm trying. I wish that Emily
Is
could
that-
mute him.
Is that Alika sitting right there in my
Yeah.
seat?
Where?
Yes.
Yes, it is. I keep
We
your
would
seat
never
warm, bro.
do that.
Keeping it warm for you, Chad.
I gave the
Thanks.
little reasoning early at the beginning as why
Thanks
he's
for
in
holding
here.
it down for me,
He's keeping
Alika.
it warm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, brother.
Yeah.
Your chair is super comfortable.
Yeah.
I see why you sit here.
Well, hey guys, you know God is in charge, man. I just, gotta give all the praise to God. God is good. Yeah, we had a little accident last night with my daughter. She you know, she's 16 and doing what 16-year-old kids do, having fun. Maybe a little bit too much, and they had a little accident on a golf cart, and she smacked her head and fractured her skull, and is sitting in the chalk ICU right now, stable, and everything is looking like it's going in the right direction. So, you know,
Thank God.
life on terms sometimes, man, but we show up for family when we have to, when we get to, all time family first, you know. And man, I just wanted to show up because I'm driving home from the hospital, and I love this meeting. This meeting is everything to me. It's my meeting. It's where I get filled. I love hearing Joe. Joe's one of my favorite guys. Looking forward to meeting Joe in person in New York next week. Yeah, man, and just you know, send some prayers towards my daughter if you guys can.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to say hi to Shane and Natalie and Marisol. And I saw Alika hanging out. Thought that was pretty cool, man. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, buddy.
We love you.
Yeah.
Sending lots of strength and prayers.
Yeah.
For sure.
Prayers up.
Get some sleep. Vic, you're up.
Vic.
Vic the bone.
Yeah, baby.
I know. Oh, wait, Vic.
Oh, Vic's muted.
Yeah.
I can read lips. Keep going, baby. Keep going. Keep going, Vic. Yes. I'm married, Vic. I'm happily married. I have 3. Yes.
Chat.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm trying.
We're communicating, him and I.
There we go.
All right.
Hey,
Can you guys
buddy.
hear me?
There you go.
Yeah, bro. There we go.
All right.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Vic. I'm an
Hey, Vic.
alcoholic.
Hi, Vic.
So thank you for that share. A couple things that I heard that definitely resonated with me. So, I too come from a broken household, emotional, sexually, physically, mentally abused. Fast forward, definitely affected me because I didn't have like all the coping skills that one should have, especially like good foundation and reinforcement, learning how to deal with things like in life and what have you. So I do work in a profession. I work in the medical field. So a couple things I heard was like accountability. So, you know, like it plays into account because, you know, other people, their lives depend on me, and my coworkers depend on me to do what I need to do as a team. So like I definitely like understood like accountability big time. But when I first started getting sober, like I needed to re-humble myself and learn more about accountability. And so what I really started to resonate with was like action. So you know, I just think that like I needed to be like really honest with myself and be super true, and you know, have a lot of like come to Jesus moments. So today though, like taking away from all that, you know, I have such a better understand. I feel so elevated and ascended because the principles and the traditions have helped me stay accountable with like myself. So I measure everything with like accountability. So like I deal with stuff with my family right now, and like I deal with my mom. My mom has dementia, so like I've been taking care of her, and the rest of my family, they just like spit out stories, and I have to take what they say, you know, with a grain of salt, only because I'm not particularly standing like right next to them when they're doing it. So like, you know, people kind of like, I just have to listen to their story. But because I come from the rooms, I'm like, what I can measure, what's quantitative, like it's action. So, and I can't measure any of this stuff. Like they say all these things. I get so aggravated because I'm like, you know, all they are is really just stories. So I just think that like getting sober, and like what Joe was saying about like how I see like everybody who's in our situation normal, like I feel like we're better because like those principles and traditions have, you know, we took the action to become better, to understand things with accountability. So like it's funny when I see other people and I'm like, oh man, you know, like they need to be 12 steps. So I just think it's kind of funny that like I share that similarity with Joe. but like having to gone through now that I'm in recovery, those traditions and those principles have made me feel so ascended. Well, thank you for my time, but I just thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
bro.
you, Vic.
No, I like what he's saying
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
because it's not that it's God. I hate to seem. It's not that. It seems like our heads are more open. I feel more aware. Once you go through something, you're more aware of situational. You have situational awareness.
Yes, and it's trying to get better and do some type of work to be a better
Yes,
human being,
exactly.
and also not try to just say everything is somebody else's fault.
So exactly, and like what he
'Cause we
said, why
can't.
his family's called and saying, "Yeah, we used to do this and we used to do that." I'm like, yeah, who cares, bro? What do you fucking do? That's what my mom says today. What are you doing today? The baby is dead. Well, you left the baby alone. That's her example. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
leave, you're not doing. Anyways, thank you, Vic.
Thanks, Vic.
Justin, bro, what's up, man?
Justin, we haven't heard from you in a minute, bro.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it's been a while. Justin Addict. I think we all kind of like came into the rooms and became aware of the word normie and know what that means. And I think after being around this for so long, I think you kind of realize that, for one, I don't think anyone's really normal, or maybe everyone's normal. I don't know. But regardless, just because you're in the rooms of NA, you're not different from anyone else. And I think that if anything, it becomes like you learn self-accountability and self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not given a handbook when we're kids, like if you're lucky, your parents taught you certain things and some of us didn't have that,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I think we're kind of at an advantage in a way, because there's a lot of people that don't have self-awareness and don't have self-accountability. And you learn all those things by doing the 12 steps and by doing stuff like this, and you become humble. And there's just a lot of good qualities that I perceive are good qualities, I guess, that you learn. And I think the only thing that we have in common is that we chose drugs to escape reality, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because we're all here for a reason, we're all in these rooms for a reason. So that's all I really got to say. But yeah, I'm proud of you guys, and I don't want anyone to feel that they're less than anyone else just because they're in the rooms of NA or they're here sitting in this meeting or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, nice to hear from you.
I mean, I've come to the point where I think it's a superpower. I look at it where I
see
feel
it as a
very
blessing,
fortunate.
too.
Yeah, me
There's
too.
a lot of people out there going through just emotions of life, not even without a program, without
Yeah.
tools.
We have
without
we have a
resource.
toolbox.
Yeah, we have a toolbox that a lot of people don't have. A few of us, you just a choice whether you want to use it or not. But yeah, we're very fortunate because a lot of people don't have that toolbox or haven't been introduced to it. That's why we're big advocates on, just recovering out loud.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this, right? Especially so.
Yeah, and real quick, so because when I got sober and started learning everything, and I come to find I have met more honest people
Yeah.
in 12-step programs than I ever met in church in my life.
Oh, for
But,
sure.
something's wrong with that
For
picture,
sure.
though, church.
Oh my! I
know?
will.
You know?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we can't. It's something. It's part of our program. Like you have to live or you have to work an honest program. So if you try to lie, all of a sudden you're going to be talking to your sponsor. You're going to have to be making an amends, and then go to that person. So
Yep.
it's like, nope.
not
I'm
worth it.
gonna
We're
just
gonna
shoot straight,
That's right.
so that I don't have to, try to fix
Make
it
up for
later.
it later.
Yeah.
Yep.
CSC programs in the
Yes.
house. Yeah, baby. There we
What's
go.
up, fellas?
How you guys doing? There
How
you
you
go.
doing, guys?
How you doing?
My name is Amar. I'm an addict, and I appreciate y'all allowing us to be on this podcast. And I just want to say that it's really inspiring to see somebody just like suburbs and having addiction because I thought, you know what I'm saying, maybe the lower class was always addicted. So mine started as a teenager with the marijuana. They always said it was a gateway drug, you know. So a few later on, I started trying different things, started taking X pills, doing coke. And it kind of took over my life. I hid it from my wife. And then I finally told her, she was like, if you would have told me, I would have helped you out. So I always try to keep it away from people, but this program right here is really helping me because it's pretty much helping me to see that other people is recovering, and it gives me it give me tips to stay clean. And I'm gonna continue to come to our class and listen to other stories. This week we heard Jimmy. I heard the Nick the Afraid guy, and it was really, really interesting. But I want to thank y'all guys.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Good.
I'm D.
Hey, brother.
I just wanted to say I really resonated with your story because you know I wasn't necessarily I was in addiction, but I wasn't necessarily an addict myself for very long. But my father, you know, he was an addict. And growing up, I saw a lot of stuff that I really shouldn't have seen, and it made me really angry. Just like you said, you know, you know, I did a lot of things and it wasn't very pleasant to be around as well. And it's giving me hope because I thought I was, you know, unsavable, like my personality. I'm never going to change. You know, that's how I grew up. This is how I am. This is how I'll always be. So I just wanted to thank you for sharing and putting that in my mind that I can still change, knowing that everything is going to be okay.
That's right.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow. Nice. Thanks, guys. And I want to tell you guys something. I don't know how long you're in there for, what's going on, but we're not going anywhere, and we're on Instagram, Hopeaholics.com, or on Instagram IG. My name is Shane. This is Natalie. There's Chad. You send us a text message. You call, I answer, or I answer. Chad responds to text messages. Let us be in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you guys, you know what I'm saying? We're here. I guess that's all I'm saying, man.
Love it.
Yeah, we're here. Chuck?
Wait, no, Evan.
Oh, darn, man. That's deceiving. Wow.
Oh, it
Evan.
does blend in. I didn't
Evan.
even see it.
Oh.
Whoa.
I think it's Evan. Is it Evan's first time?
No. He was remember? He was at the
Oh,
house.
that's right.
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
What's up, bro?
How's it going? I just want to say thank you for your share. Marisol, I believe it is.
Yes.
Awesome share. I can relate to it. I caught the ending. I had something going on, but I caught the ending. Just to hurt people. Been a big thing in my life for a long time. And just the last 2 days, it's a long story, but my ex of 5 years, we've been broken up for, I don't know, 3 months now. When I went to treatment, she left 5 days into me going to treatment. I was gone for 60 days. Haven't talked to her really. And then out of nowhere, I get served with paperwork yesterday for a restraining order, and she's suing me. And it's just like mind blowing. Like she can't handle that I'm actually doing better now. And instead of, you know, letting it get me down and, you know, ruin my day, I've had this idea to sign up for college classes I live across the way from a junior college. And so I just logged on today and like figured it all out. It took forever, but I actually got signed up for it's called I think Introduction to Addiction, Relapse Prevention and Recovery, Basic Human something. But
good for you.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
I've been wanting to do that since I left treatment, and just kind of, you know, just do it for me, like add something to my life besides, you know, going too far with things. You know, got the meetings and stuff like that, but just do something completely different that I've never done. Never went to college, got into the plumbers union at 18 years old. So I'm 31 now, like going to college or, you know, just taking a college class, really. I'm just doing it just because.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like the hate yesterday was just like motivation to like just keep going. And I don't know, just felt good, and just wanted to share that with you guys.
Thanks, bro.
I love that. Good for
Thank you.
you. Good for
There's
you.
nothing better than wanting to give yourself a pat on the back or making yourself feel proud.
No, but I'm so proud of you for showing up tonight, for sharing, opening up your mouth, and being vulnerable with what's going on currently with your situation, because those are the types of things that take some of us out. Yeah. And you chose to go the opposite and do something that you haven't done before, and that was log on, look for a class, and do something in a positive manner instead of doing what we normally do and go the easy route, which is either pick up or, you know, call the dealer or whatever to escape because we're upset over something. So good for you. Keep doing it.
Yeah, bro.
It's awesome.
Happy for you, bro.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing about recovery. Like you made mention, like wanting to go to school, go to college. Like that's the beautiful thing about our journey. It opens doors we never thought possible. Never in my wildest dreams that I think, you know, I would heal from some of the pains and hurts that I've cost, you know, my loved ones, myself for that matter, you know, that we would be business owners, you know what I mean? So it's wonderful just to inspire, remind you all, like, this is just the beginning. This is the beginning of your, you know, next chapter. And the sky's the limit. You know, you can choose how far you want to go, and just focus on you. You know, being of service is the best way when you know not to do. There's a time in my life where I had no purpose, and they told me, be of service, and you'll figure it out. And sure enough, being of service got me out of self. It progressed my healing journey, and I was able to find purpose for the first time in my life. So keep at it. Good job, you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, Chuck, you have the floor.
All right, Chuck. Take us home, baby. Take us home. You got 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
9,
wow.
Actually 9 minutes, Chuck. Take a deep breath,
I can't
baby.
talk that
Deep
one.
breath.
You're lucky to get 3 out of me. Man, you know, I'm an alcoholic. My name's Chuck. You know, I'm grateful I woke up today instead of coming to.
Hi, Chuck.
Chuck.
Great. That was a great speech and great talk. Attraction rather than promotion is what stuck out to me the whole time. I kept listening, and that's what got me back in the rooms. That's what got me back to live a better life, because they presented something to me that there was nothing ever presented before that was so new to me. And I'm like, well, if that guy can do it and that person can do it and that person can do it, I think I can come back and stick around for a while and sit next to everybody and not feel like an alien in the room. And the similarities were there. Everything that I listened to all in the rooms was similar to what I was going through in my life at the time. And it's been a great ride so far. And I'm not going to take anything away from that. I ain't got a whole lot to share tonight, but the one thing that my cat getting in the way again, it was the attraction rather than promotion that really stuck out to me. That's why I wrote it down. I'm just a little lost today. I'm a little tired, but I gotta be careful of that halt thing too. But great talk tonight. And the only thing I gotta leave with this is that trust God, help others, and clean house. So that's all I got, man.
Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's right.
I love it. Thanks, Chuck.
Well, and here's the thing. We got to look for people in our lives that are going to elevate us.
Yeah.
You know? And it's really nice that Alika was able to bring not only God, but 12 steps into Marisol's life and actually changed her life completely. And I think that really deep down, I mean, sure, you say you were partying like everyone else, but what is that? What did that look like? Sure, maybe you didn't. There wasn't 100 guys, and there wasn't this, and there wasn't that, but there was lingering feelings in your story of, you know what? You could easily have been swayed onto this side. Thank God for that boyfriend of 8 or 9 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Thank God for that crazy relationship of 8 years, which is unheard of at 18 to 26. Right. Honestly, that's a long relationship at a very critical time of your life, where you might have been drinking or doing stuff and partying, but you were doing it with him. Yeah. Right?
I feel like it was God all along.
God all along.
God is with us. We just don't.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So then, and then,
you know, from when I was a kid, I was taught to pray for my wife, even though I didn't know who she was.
Right.
I didn't know.
There you go.
You know, so I was like, okay. So I would do that. I would pray for, like, you know, my future wife.
Yeah.
I don't know her or this or that. I'll talk to God. I'll pray for her. You know,
his
and everything.
Parents would pray, and I honestly,
my parents would pray too.
Felt supernaturally. I can't explain it. Like a covering, a protection, like, you know, like it's power in prayer.
Yeah. I believe in it. I believe in it.
Oh, for sure. It's super important.
Yeah. Yes. AK.
Take us out, AK. You're the last one.
I no pressure. um, AK from 3A recovering today. I am still tapering. Just want to give you a little bit of an update before I comment on Marisol's amazing journey. Can't call it a story. It's a journey, in my opinion. I gotta tell you, numbing your feelings is a lot easier than feeling the world. And it's a lot easier when you give things away because you can't carry the burden of the world, right? Right now, I feel like an alien in the room because I am an alien in the room. You guys don't know me except for the story that I told, and that's about it. So, Hopeaholics, just the idea of it is gonna reverberate throughout time and space. Still recovering from a concussion, coming out of opiates, fog, benzodiazepine withdrawal, and God willingly coming to New York next week so Shane can buy me a steak.
You got it, baby. You got it. I love steak.
As long as it's vegan.
Sure.
Yeah.
A vegan steak.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Damn, it's a lot easier to just come out here with a little bit of attitude and just speak what's on my mind, screaming at you, telling you about Eric Erickson's psychosocial development and rocking out like I'm actually knowledgeable. I got hit in the head a couple of times, and you know, if anybody's ever been in a fight, the worst place to be is on the floor. So I kept getting back up and he kept knocking me back down. So instead of me drinking, because that's my weapon of choice or weapon of mass self-annihilation, it's kind of tough coming off of opiates, benzos, THC at the same time. So thank you for giving me hope.
Wow.
Thanks,
Yep.
AK.
Hope is
Yeah.
available.
That's it, man. That's it.
Thanks for showing up tonight.
Yeah.
Well, it's really, and honestly, all I remember for the whole meeting is that. Thank you for giving me hope. I mean, that's really all there is to it.
That's
that
right.
says fucking everything. Everything, right? Or no?
Right?
That's all we need.
Amen.
That's it.
We just need
Hope
a
is
glimmer.
available.
Yes.
Hope is available, man, for everybody. Damn, I
And
like
keep coming back because the real work. I mean, we kept going. I made mention how he attended meetings 7 days a week. Like, keep coming back. Like, do the work. There is hope. There is healing. It is possible.
Yeah, recovery
sure.
doesn't happen in a day, though. It happens daily.
Yeah,
The things we
that's
do on a
right.
daily basis.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, it's time. You
Yeah,
know what it is.
yeah, everyone
turn your cameras on,
Turn your cameras on.
and we're gonna dance on out of here. But we love you guys.
Come on, please, everyone, turn your cameras on. We don't want to let anyone down.
There you go, Father Dave. I see you, Father
There we
Dave.
go, baby. There we
There
go.
you go.
See Father Dave.
Come
Oh,
on.
NY Dave. I call him Father Dave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hi, Dave.
Nice.
There he is, Pastor Ian. I see
this
Pastor
is so
Ian there.
Nice. This is so nice.
That's
Oh,
right.
there he is. There he is.
This is
Okay.
so nice.
Okay.
Beautiful. I know everyone's shy, but let's try it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
You went too early.
God,
God.
grant me
Grant me
this
serenity to accept the things I cannot change.
the courage to change the things I can,
and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
Amen.
We love you
We
guys.
love you
We'll see you
guys.
next Tuesday. Yeah.
Guys.
All right.